Hello, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. And I just woke up with great things on my mind. So it's like the ancestors. Sometimes when I wake up in the morning, the ancestors just, it's like their spirit just takes over my spirit. And all week I was thinking about how do we build a revolution. Part of the reason is because I'm writing my book, Black Magic, for the revolution. But when I think about the black magic for the revolution, magic, period, is all about changing your mindset to understand the vibration of energy and how that works. And it's like, I was thinking about the ancestors and how sometimes we have been very disrespectful to our ancestors. We haven't allowed them to influence, because people don't know what respect is. And the correct or the most accurate definition for respect is letting or allowing someone to influence the way you behave in your decisions. And so when we say that someone is disrespecting us, we are saying that they are not allowing us to influence the way that they speak to us or the way that they treat us. And so when I say that about the ancestors, it's like when we look at some things that they may have done, like we look down on them. And we fail to realize at that moment, maybe not always, but in that moment, we fail to realize that they are the reason why we are here. And so I woke up and I was talking to my daughter this morning, and I was like, I have to put things back in order because I'm the matriarch over here. So I have to put things back in order. And it was hard to admit, but I had to tell my own daughter, like, you know what? I apologize if I didn't set a better example, because some of the reasons why you may have disrespect towards me is because you saw me disrespect my elders. You saw me do certain things or talk a certain way around my elders. And now that I'm an elder or becoming an elder, I don't like to claim that right away, but I may as well, because that's my role now. Setting an example for the younger women. And I look back when I was their age and I was like, holy shit, they're doing that because that's what I did. That's what I did. I set that example. And I had to explain to my daughter, if you continue to tell me that I set the example, that's why you do it, we'll never put things back in order. So your son and your son's children will be able to break that generational curse of not having respect, for our elders. Even though our elders didn't do everything right, we still need to respect them because they have the experience and they paved the way. Period. Now, I'm not saying that we always got to apply what they're saying to our life, because sometimes we may not find, a place for those things to fit. But we can still listen, because that's still a way of respect. That's still a way of allowing what they're saying to influence our decision, to actually sit down and be still. And we may not even understand what they're saying at that point in time, but just to listen and get that wisdom. And that's what I do now at my ancestor altar. But we don't have to wait until the ancestors are gone to get their wisdom. We don't have to wait until the ancestors are gone to listen. We can listen while they're here. And, I was just talking to my daughter about that and just setting order from chaos. Okay, back up in our families again. And some of that takes responsibility on us as women, holding ourselves accountable, and, setting the record straight with our children, and setting the record straight with our grandchildren. And we can't do that if we're not honest and we don't admit to ourselves how we've influenced the younger generation. And even my daughter, she said, well, Mama, some older women be looking at me crazy and stuff. And I'll be like, why they looking at me like this? They older than me. But I said, well, I look at some younger women crazy too sometimes. Not because they are crazy, but because some of the things that they're doing, their behavior is crazy. But I have only myself to blame. And all of us that are elders, we have to take on that responsibility. We have to look at that. A lot of us were raised where, our parents had told us, do as I say, not as I do. And now that, we've gotten older, we've come to realize that, people lead by example. You can't just tell somebody something. They're going to actually do whatever it is that you have done. They're going to actually do whatever it is or follow the standards that you have set. They're going to follow the boundaries that you have set. So us as women, if we were like, doing that provocative dress thing and stuff, at a certain age around our kids and stuff, when they grow up and start doing it, what can you say? So we have to sit down and set that record straight. We can start by apologizing for not being better examples. And we can start by just actually, allowing our kids, how they want to sometimes go back and forth with us on that. But, letting them know, hey, we have to bring order back. And, if we want to see your kids have respect for you and their kids have respect for you and their parents, then we need to find a way to set the tone. Okay? But I think that's all in, just like I said, admitting, that you haven't always been the best example, but you've learned from your mistakes, and now that you see the error in it, you want to correct it. And not coming down hard or, trying to blame them or call them out, the youth out, for everything that they're doing. Because they are trying hard, and they do look at some things that we done and judge them, and they may feel a certain type of way. So that needs to be ironed out. That needs to be smoothed out. But if you're a matriarch, as the matriarch of the family, the ancestors, if you call on the ancestors, they will work with you, they will lead you, and they will guide you. And, they'll provide for you. They'll do a lot for you. But the main thing that they want to do is correct the generational curses. Because that's how we're going to have a real revolution. By getting our families together. First, we got to have a revolution in our house. And then we have, first we have to have a revolution within ourselves. We have to have a change within us. And then we have to create that vibration in our homes, among our children and our grandchildren. And a lot of us thinking, once our kids turn 18 or whatever, we're not parents no more. That's BS. You're still a parent. Maybe not in the same way that you were, But if you want that same respect as a parent, you're still playing that role, just in a different facet. It's changed, it's evolved. So instead of providing financial support and, different things like that, now you're here for moral support. That's part of moral support. Providing those corrections still, and understanding how you need to do that and how you have to do that. Because even if we see our kids doing something wrong or repeating the same thing that we done, we still owe it to try to correct that within our families. This isn't going to be a long video, it's short, but it was just something that was on my mind when I woke up this morning, and I had a talk with my daughter about it. And we talked, because she kept saying, I kept saying, well, you come in my room when I'm on the phone, and she said, you do that too. I said, I know, but I'm the mother. I've always done that. But I do have to draw a line too, because after your kids get a certain age, you can't treat them like kids anymore. They're adults, but they're still adult children. So you have to talk to them in a way where you get that same respect and let them know, and draw a line. Because I know a lot of times, if you were a young mother or you had your children young, sometimes the way that we talk to our kids or whatever, it was more like a friend, because you wanted to, have that open door to where they can come discuss different things with you and stuff, because it's the way the world is set up, so much going on. But you had to draw that line somewhere. And especially if you were a single mom, it was even harder, because you felt that pull to overcompensate a lot of the times for the things that your children didn't have. So you wanted to be the disciplinarian as well as the confidant, and sometimes those lines could get a little blurry. So I think, with that being said, and then children understanding that you are like a replica of your parents, that kind of turns into blame too. Well, I'm doing this because you did that. So we have to put that back in order. Like, hey, there was a reason why I did that, so let's talk about that. And let's try to put it back in order, because just because I did that, it doesn't mean that I didn't pave the way for you, or I don't have the experience to be able to tell you what you need to do something better, okay? Or to be better in something, okay? So I don't know, just as matriarchs, we do have to look at that. We do have to look at the role that we play in the family, even when it came down to different situations that we've gone through that had us in a mindset where we were depressed or we had anxiety, and we may have acted out in certain ways. See, we got to think about all this, because when we don't think about this is the type of stuff that's affecting the way that our families are right now. So we have to change that vibration, and it starts by us having respect for the elders that came before us. Even my mom, I gotta go apologize to her, and I gotta go let her know, you know what, I owe you better, even though we've been through some things, you know what I'm saying? I didn't realize that you paved the way for me to be here. And without you, I wouldn't be who I am today. So, and ain't no parent a perfect parent. We're not perfect parents. Our parents wasn't perfect parents, because they lived life. They've been through things too that affected them and affected their mindset and the way that they raised us. So, we have to have some type of regard and consideration for that. And then we have to realize that, we're all healing. But that's how we're going to restore our families. That's how we're going to restore the power that we have to be elders and to command a certain respect. Okay? That's it. I hope you like this video. Click that subscribe button if you enjoyed the content. But I just wanted to put a word up of inspiration this morning for us that are trying to put our families together, or we're trying to break generational curses, or we're trying to find the best way to be able to guide, our children, our grandchildren. So you guys have a blessed and happy Sunday, and I'm finna go in here and light my ancestor altar and get ready for mediumship. And don't forget that I'm doing readings, personal mediumships, if you do need me. All my information will be in the box below. And thank you so much for watching.